Guys,
Hi, guys.
how's everybody doing today? The day after Thanksgiving. Whew, we had a great day yesterday. Went over to our daughter's house and had a whole bunch of family there. And they had a lot of food that we can eat.
Not that we couldn't, we choose not to.
That's right. We chose not to.
Mhm.
Uh,
And that's something that we wanted to talk about today
yeah,
is, Thanksgiving, we all got through it, but how did we do? Um, it's definitely a hard time with the holidays, and there's so much food and things that you're so used to. It's comfort food,
yeah,
it's all those things that you grew up with. And, what we did is that we had a plan.
yeah. We went in with a plan, and Thanksgiving is probably for me the most memorable meal that my family had, and we always had the same things. My mother had, her dressing that she made
Which
that,
is stuffing, in case you
yeah, her
didn't know.
stuffing that she was famous for. She always had that. It was always a part of our Thanksgiving meal, and ever since I left home, I made it every year to continue that tradition. And this may be the first year that I haven't had that or haven't made that. So that was kind of a big deal.
Mhm.
And normally I would make the turkey as well, but my daughter made it this year. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, the turkey, I mean, we had a little bit of it, but
yeah, we had a little bit of the turkey, and the turkey was fine.
Mhm.
Just turkey.
Yeah. So we're gonna keep this one a little short and sweet, but to talk about our plan,
Yeah.
right? So I did some research on some recipes and stuff, and I wanted to do a meat casserole, which actually I got from Kelly Hogan.
Yeah.
She had I think it was a Instagram video or something that I must have played about 50 times because it goes so fast. And we didn't do it exactly the same
Yeah.
because of ingredients that we didn't get, or we just did something that we had,
Right.
and we kind of made it our own.
Made it our own. Yeah.
And then the bacon wasn't ready in time, so we didn't put bacon on it
Yeah. I mean, it
either.
called for bacon, called for, a bunch of
Chicken,
shredded
ham.
chicken, and it even called for mayonnaise, I guess,
Yeah, it
which I,
was
I guess you could use some kind of
was chicken, ham, sausage, bacon, mozzarella, Swiss,
with
mayo, and cream
cream
cheese,
cheese. Yeah.
and then bake it.
I guess you can make your own bacon grease butter or bacon grease mayonnaise or butter mayonnaise
Mhm.
or something like that. There are a lot of recipes out there, but seemed like too much effort to
Right, so
put
we
in.
used a couple eggs,
Yeah.
to try and, keep it together instead of using mayo, so,
Yep.
yeah.
And it came out really good. So
Mhm.
we ended up using Italian sausage,
Yes.
about
With no
8 ounces
sugar
of
in
that.
it, believe it or not, I was able to find
That's a
it's
nice
very
find.
hard to find sausage without sugars
That's
in
for
it,
sure.
so just
Sugars or
FYI.
binders or who knows what
Mhm,
they
mhm.
put in some of the stuff.
Yeah,
But yeah, that was nice. So about 8 ounces of that.
and I thought it was a ham, but apparently it was
Yeah,
tell 'em what it
two
was?
pounds of ground beef,
Oh, yeah, ground beef, we put ground beef in
and
there.
then Lori found a picnic shoulder that she thought was a ham. Kinda like a
It
ham,
was right
but
next to the hams, and
kinda
it
looks like a ham.
right, it was shaped like a ham.
But you try cutting that up, and you got a bunch of fat and a bunch of, well,
Yeah, okay,
not that the
that's
fat's
good,
bad, but I mean, it's a shoulder, so it's gonna have a lot of gristle in it, a lot of harder stuff that it
Yeah,
only breaks
it
down
did.
if you slow cook it. So
Yeah, it did,
uh,
and,
yeah.
I mean, it was still
Yeah, I
good.
mean, it was still okay.
Served
I
its
diced up
purpose.
the meat
Yeah.
and, uh, you know, added a little something different into the whole mix, and that was a pretty good casserole. I liked it,
Yes.
but
Very filling,
yeah.
very heavy, uh, not heavy in, like, the sense of, like, bread and carbs heavy, it was more of, like, it was just a lot of meat, so, it was dense, but, and every people that tried it liked it. Um,
Yeah.
if we make it again, we're gonna do it a little different, probably put a little less cheese in it, I think.
Right. I mean, because I don't do cheese normally. I try to avoid cheese. most
It
of the
was a
time.
special occasion, that's why
Yeah,
we had a
but it
lot of
was a
cheese.
special occasion. It's
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. There's all kinds of other food there that I was going to pass on. So as kind of a little treat to myself, I ate the casserole and ate some of the cheese that they had on the charcuterie
Mhm.
set up, and some of the salami and
Yeah.
prosciutto and other
And
little types of meat they had there.
had dozens and dozens of cookies
Oh,
that
I had
we
plenty of cookies.
didn't
And
eat any.
yeah,
No.
didn't eat any of those.
And it was helpful that we had the casserole and we ate it,
Yeah,
and so we were, satiated.
right.
And of course, as you guys know in the last video, if you guys watched it, if you haven't, well, you should check
Yeah.
it out. I don't know if you
Check
can
out our
link it
last
because it's
live
live,
stream,
but yeah.
day
Um,
111.
Desserts, they get me. I have a very difficult time with that, and, I knew that I was still kinda dealing with some cravings or wanting stuff because I was used to allowing myself to have those things, the sugars and stuff, and so I wanted to make a dessert, and so I found a recipe. Again, another tribute to Kelly Hogan, my, zero carb life, I made her oopsie cake, which basically has eggs, cream cheese, and heavy whipping cream,
Yep.
and I'm not a baker. This was a big undertaking for me, and I did it. I was very proud of myself. And so I had a cake. So when we were done eating, I went and I took my dessert and I ate my dessert, and
Right.
I had no cravings for any other desserts.
Yeah.
So that was a win, huge win for
Absolutely. I
me.
mean, that's a great thing when you've got something that you know that you've made yourself. And I can't stress the importance of making your own food, because when you buy stuff somewhere else or
You
you're
just don't know
eating
what's in it.
who knows what's that someone made, especially at these company potlucks or family potlucks or whatever, like Thanksgiving, you don't really know what's in it. So as long as you've got something that you've made that you know what's in it and you can verify that it's going to be clean and not going to trigger you on anything
Mhm.
else, that's the way to go.
And I just kept it as, "Hey, this is my guilt-free dessert," because I like desserts.
Yeah.
Nobody gave me a hard time, nobody said anything, and a lot of people tried it.
Yeah.
Most people didn't like it,
I'm glad
and
they tried it,
yeah, but
because oh, the recipe said, oh, make a double batch. And
oh my god, it was
yeah, it
humongous.
came out so big that it was two 9 by 13 sheet pans
But
that
they were
weren't
like
quite full, but I mean, yeah, I mean, they were each layer was like that. They're like, the instructions said, "Oh, make 2 of these and
because they
then
come
layer
out
them on
thin.
top of each other, putting the whipped cream between them. They come out thin." Well, ours were at
Very
least an inch and a half thick.
yeah, they were pretty
And so
big.
we were like, "What are we gonna put this thing in?"
Yeah,
We ended up taking one of the long, uh, aluminum baking pans and,
mhm.
put the layers in that and built it. And yeah, so we ended up coming home with only about a quarter of what we brought,
Yeah,
because
a little less than half was eaten, and then I
yeah,
took that and split it in half and left half
yeah, so
had the
everybody
kids'
tried
house.
it.
Yeah.
Most people are like, "Meh, I don't
It's
know.
kinda weird or
Yeah, kinda
different,
weird, yeah,
some other
but
people are like,
hey."
"Oh, this is good," you know? And
It wasn't sweet. It wasn't, uh
it was
yeah, it
satisfying.
was satisfying. It
You felt
looked
like you were
it
eating
looked like
dessert.
cake.
Yeah, it did, it
And
did.
it looked like, it should be sweet. Um, and you put what? A little bit of vanilla extract
Mhm.
in the egg mixture,
Yes.
and this was more like a meringue or something, because
Yeah, to separate the
you
whites and the
separate the whites
yolks.
and the yolks, and you whip the whites, with cream of tartar until you had your stiff peaks and all that. And then you folded the yolks back in,
Mhm.
and you added the vanilla at some point. I guess that was to the
Uh,
whites or the yolks or something.
I
And
think it was to the yolks.
okay.
Yeah.
um, and then baked it. And so you've got, I mean, honestly, it was kind of like a pan full of scrambled eggs.
But
Maybe
light
a
and
a
fluffy.
little bit firmer than that, and definitely very light and fluffy,
Mhm.
and
And then
and
heavy
topped
whipping
with
cream
whipped
whipped
cream.
up, yeah.
and I said, "Hey, why don't we sprinkle some cinnamon on there
Which
and
was
give
a
it a little
great
bit of
idea.
flavor?"
Yeah, that was a good
And
idea.
that did add just a little touch of something that seemed like it should be sweet
Yeah.
because cinnamon does that. But if you can deal with the spices,
Mhm.
yeah, and that was great. And so that's what we had, and had a great time with the family. Um, Stuck to plan as best we could. I ate more dairy than I should have,
I ate
uh,
more dairy than I'm used to eating as well.
and you know, I weigh every day, so it showed on the scale this morning. Um, but so it goes.
I didn't weigh this morning. I weighed yesterday before we went in, and I was down 2 more pounds. My weigh-in is tomorrow. I usually weigh in on Saturday, so we'll see. We'll see where I'm at tomorrow.
Yep. So anyway, we just wanted to give you guys an update. We've got,
Good.
we're coming into the holiday season, and I know that a lot of people out there are struggling with this. And
Mhm.
how do you go to these family
We do
functions?
too.
And we do too. How do you go to these family functions with all this food that you're used to eating
Mhm.
and not eat it?
And get the pressure
Yeah,
from
and the
everybody.
pressure.
We
Eh,
were lucky, we didn't get any pressure. They already
Absolutely
knew, most of the family knew that we were already carnivore,
right.
so they didn't have any
And
issues with that.
so, yeah, it was okay. It was no problem there. Um,
But
but
Christmas and
Christmas,
my family
yeah,
is gonna be a whole different ball game because it's all about the 7 fishes, and it's
it's all
all
about
about
the
what they're
food. That's
frying,
those
and
Italian
the yeah,
families,
and the pastas, and the so I'm using the same plan. We are making a casserole, we're making a meat casserole, and we're gonna have some sort of dessert, and that's what I'm gonna do, and if that's then I'm gonna stick to my guns. I'm
And if
gonna
they
do
get
it.
upset, well,
That's on them.
that's on them.
Yep,
We don't have to stay. We're there to
right.
spend time with family.
Yep, that food
And
doesn't make me feel good,
yeah,
and, I don't wanna go down that road.
right.
I wanna continue feeling well and getting healthy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So we're here to tell you about the plan. So if you guys did maybe struggle a little bit or, weren't sure what to do or looking for some of that advice, this is our advice to you. Make a plan. Have a
Yeah.
plan. Eat before you go if you can't bring something or if
Right.
you're not able to do that. And another advice that I heard was, just say, "Oh, I'm here for the social aspect," and then go to McDonald's and get your what are they, the beef patty,
Yeah.
the quarter
Yeah.
pound patties,
Yeah.
pa
Plain quarter pound patties, I guess if you
yeah,
have to.
and eat that if you're hungry. I mean,
Yeah.
there is a way, so hopefully you don't get stuck with that, the guilt and the pressure and
Right.
stuff like that because,
And it
it's hard.
and what it really comes down to a lot of times is that mental fortitude.
Mhm.
You see a lot of people that talk about, well, I just cracked and I had this and I had that. And
Mhm.
I understand. I've done the same things. What you have to do is basically build up that mental defense before you start.
Yes.
Because hey, it's going to be so many hours, okay? Whatever it is. Regular family meal, a couple of hours maybe. An Italian family meal, 6 8 hours.
4.
You know, so,
Straight.
yeah, really build up your defenses for those Italian family meals for sure. But yeah, I mean, we know that we're going to face that. We know that people are going to be saying, "Oh, let's try this,"
Yeah,
and
desserts from scratch.
yeah, and you just have to say no, thank
Yeah,
you. That doesn't make me feel good, or
right,
I'm full,
right.
or worst case, okay, put it on your plate
And then just don't
and
eat
then
it.
don't eat it.
That's harder though.
Yeah,
That's even
it is
harder.
harder.
That is
It
even
is
harder.
harder for sure. But if you've got that mental fortitude and you're tired of dealing with the food pushers,
Yeah.
put it on your plate
Or I'm
and
full. I've had enough to
yeah,
eat.
yeah, I'm full now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I tried it, but I'm full
Yeah.
or whatever. Whatever you need to do to maintain your mental fortitude and your strength and continuing to make progress and move along this path and get healthier.
Yeah.
That's really what it's all about.
Because you can
So
do it.
you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it.
Me too.
Yeah.
If I can not have dessert. You can too.
Yeah.
Make a cake. For me to make it, I like he had to teach me how to fold in, the egg whites and how to ice a cake, do the icing on the cake because I didn't know how to do that. So he was patient and he showed me. And so, yeah, we can all learn.
Yeah. I used to do all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm not a baker. I
I
can
didn't
cook a
make
mean
bread, but
meal.
I'd make cakes and pies and
Yeah, that's because you can follow a
English
recipe.
toffee for Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Not this year.
yeah, no. All right, I think we've taken up enough of your time, you
Yeah.
guys, and we just wanted to tell you our experiences for Thanksgiving and our plan going forward into the holidays and all of the parties and this, that, and the other. So just to recap, have a plan the best you can.
Absolutely, and if you've got any advice that we didn't cover, that
Oh
we didn't think
yes.
about, make sure you put it down in the comments.
Hmm.
We read every comment that comes in and try to respond to them. We love seeing people commenting because that means that they watched our video and they got something out of it. That really means the world to us. So make sure you put something down in the comments if you've got a minute.
And tell us how you did for Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
and if you did have a plan or what your plan is for the holidays coming up.
Absolutely. And if you haven't done so already, guys, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. And while you're at it, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We're
Doesn't
building
hurt.
slowly.
Doesn't
It doesn't
cost.
hurt, doesn't cost you anything. Yep.
No. And you get to
And
stay up to date and hang out with us for,
absolutely.
10 to 30 minutes at a time.
And we're going to be doing more of these live streams because they really seem to work well for us. A lot less time sitting behind a computer editing. Um, so because I spend enough time doing that as it is. But we're going to try to make them better and make them more enjoyable for you guys.
I gotta come up with
Uh,
thumbnails for him.
yeah,
Yeah, it's my
she's
job.
my graphic artist, so she does all
Yes.
the thumbnails and
And
stuff.
he
So
does all the editing.
yeah,
Yeah. So if you don't like either one of those, now you know who to blame.
that's
All
right. All right, you didn't know
right.
who to blame. There you go.
Yes, yes. All
So
right.
who to
So
complain at?
what's our
All
um
right, so I'm Corey, and this is Lori. If you didn't know already,
yeah, like my eyes are tearing. I don't know why. Ah, Corey,
we are live.
upset me. I know. Well, I'm touching my eyes, but now you know why, because they're all I don't know if you guys could see it. And I'm just I got water coming down my face.
Oh,
He's so mean to me all the time. God. Anyways, thanks for hanging with us, y'all.
absolutely. We want to thank you for coming out and watching this whenever you're watching it.
Mhm.
Tonight, tomorrow, whenever, doesn't matter.
Yes.
But remember, stay strong,
Stay
stay motivated,
motivated and
and eat your
eat
meat.
meat.
See you guys next time.
Bye. Look at my eyes, though. Seriously.